Well, that's good. Because I was chewing. Now I'm chewing some more. I'm working, but of course Seagriggs is on here, stalking me. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Um, Seagriggs, Seagriggs and I took the girls with some friends. We've gone like every year for the last like 4 years to this like neighborhood that's near our house that our friends live in. They took out the entire, like, there's a street. They took it out. I mean, like, imagine what some neighborhoods do for Christmas. This is what this neighborhood does for Halloween. Whole street shuts down. Pretty freaking awesome. But I have to work, and I didn't feel like working by myself. So I was like, I've seen them do it. People going live while they work or just sitting there, and so I decided to go live. I mean, everybody else is probably out there gallivanting on Halloween night. I'm home by 10. But it is a Tuesday, so, I mean, there's that. So, yeah, I'm working. At least attempting to. I was in my pirate costume. It was chilly, but not nearly as chilly as my costume would have been had I gone as Barbie. So there's that. So Seagriggs, I said, of course Seagriggs is here. He's stalking me. I literally just saw you, so of course you got to see what I'm doing. Yes, I made it home. Yes, I'm here. I'm just giving you shit. Okay. I really, really was back and forth on whether I was like, no, but I'm trying to be responsible, and I'm like, okay, all right, I only have, well, technically 3 jobs, but they're all one group, so yeah, you guys get to sit with me. I mean, you don't have to sit with me, but that's fine. I'm going to sit here and do the neurodivergent thing and talk and body double. At least pretend like I'm body doubling, because I feel like that's the thing. Like, I can stream while I'm working, and then that way I feel like I'm doing something. I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm obsessed with the new Taylor Swift album. I wouldn't consider myself a Swiftie, like my youngest loves Taylor Swift, loves it, freaking loves it. But I mean, I like her music. I mean, I'm not like, I don't know every word or to every song, but I mean, I like her music. But this new album, I don't know, something about it slaps. I think it's like all the new songs from the vault, because those songs are so snarky in a happy sort of way that it brings me so much joy. Like, the level of just fuck you in the lyrics, but it sounds so happy and poppy. It's just like, I feel like that speaks to my soul, because I feel like that's very much like me, just bleeding sarcasm, all wrapped up in this. Oh, okay, sure. So as a designer, I get the wonderful privilege of sort of seeing trends. I get to see trends before a lot, like, especially in the band world. I get to see a lot of trends before they really I'm seeing a couple of trends that I'm like, no, those need to die. Those need to stay gone. But apparently they're coming back, and that's fine. That is what it is. That's cool. Sure. Oh, you know what hurt me today? Okay, I am downloading these images. Something hurt my heart today, so hardcore. Well, there's a lot of things that hurt my heart, but I'm at the FU level. Like, I am literally, I'm done. I am so done. I am so fucking done with. I'm just there's a lot of things I'm just done with. Anyway, that's for another podcast. That's not for me working, but oh Lord, what was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh, so I was out with my kids, right? I was out with my kids. We were trick-or-treating and all this stuff. I was dressed up as a pirate, and Nora was Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and Chloe, she literally went, "Mom, make me look like an the FBI's most wanted killer." Okay. All right. You know what? You do you, boo-boo. Which cracks me up because this girl has an evil streak a mile long, but she's got the most tender heart ever, and I'm like, you are my kid, that's fine. But anyway, so we're walking down the street with the girls. They were trick-or-treating, and it was a big group. It was a group of us, and walking down the street, and there's this group of like preteen, teen, like early teen girls. Hurt my heart to watch one of these girls in an outfit almost exactly like I had in high school as a costume. And I'm like, I fucking quit life. I quit. I'm off the planet. I quit. I quit. I can't. What? Yeah, like the little butterfly clips in her hair. She had like the white t-shirt with the little like plaid tank top over those. I had an outfit almost identical to that, and I wanted to cry. Which makes me wonder, what did our parents think? Our parents think when we were growing up and were teenagers, and we use things from the 60s and 70s, and we're like, we didn't really think, like, I wonder what they thought. I don't know. Okay, sure. How about deny? Thanks. But yeah, I'm working tonight. This is what I do every night. But I didn't feel like sitting, so I went to talk. So here I am, talking and working. Multitasking at its finest. Do you believe you can multitask? Because I had this discussion with Arugs. Like, because everything he does is an article. He always reads an article or sees something. I don't know, like whatever. Like, but he said that our brains, there were studies done that say that we can't really multitask. We just switch from one focus because our brain can't focus on more than one thing at a time. Do you think that's true? I don't know if that's true or not. Or is my ability to multitask a result of my trauma? I don't know. So, there's another funny story. I went and because I like celebrating Halloween. I don't go over the top. Oh my god, look, I got Starbucks, like two yellows. What the hell is that? Because, you know, religious trauma, we didn't celebrate Halloween. We celebrated fall festivals. And so I like to get a lot of candy. I like trick-or-treating. So I like going with my kids. I bought 4 of those big, like 200-piece that 4 of them because they were buy one get one like half off or whatever. So I bought 4 of them. I forgot to put them out before I went trick or treating. I forgot to put the bags of candy out. So I now have about 800 pieces of candy sitting on my kitchen table right now. That's cool. Sure. They all want candy. It's true. People don't multitask. They just fast switch. But messing multiple. Story of my life. Aw. I mean, they're alright. I'll eat them. But I purposely only brought 2 pieces of candy up here, so I didn't gorge myself on the bag. Oh. I know what Oh, okay. No, thanks for subscribing. Yay. Here's an observation for you. I mean, it's probably not true at all, and it might be 100% true. I don't know. But my job consists of my job consists of people giving me their ideas, and I bring it to life. That is the basis of what I do. I mean, at its core. But I am finding my ability to interpret people, I feel, has gotten a little worse since I started healing. I think it has gotten worse. I was sitting here going, maybe it's because I'm not hyper vigilant anymore. And so, like, and my fear that I won't get it right, or I don't know. Maybe the fear of getting it wrong is what made me good. I don't know. Oh no. Maybe I've just gotten into this. I'm in this space. And not a bad space. It's a pretty decent space. It's a good space. It's a good thing. Just this head space where I'm doing pretty good. Which is odd for me. I'm doing pretty good. And I've gotten to also a point where I'm not afraid of losing people. I'm not afraid of losing people, and I'm also in a place where I'm not afraid of being lost. And I don't think space, it's the final. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise to to search out new life. I won't go through the whole thing. It's fine. Explore strange world and seek out new life. To boldly go where no one has gone before. Ba ba ba. Ba, 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 ba. See, this is what happens when I'm not streaming and I'm working. I literally do shit like this by myself. So if I can ask, what's hypervigilant? Like forcing yourself to finish things? No. Okay, hypervigilance. I will explain this. Hypervigilance is Hi, Papa Cthulhu. Happy Halloween, everyone. I am working, so like if I don't see the chat all the time, I'm actually legitimately doing my job. I just needed to body double and just talk, and I stream when I talk. Um, Sometimes I talk to my cat, and and as much as she loves me, I wanted to change things up. I wanted to do something different, go out of the norm. Um, So hypervigilance is hyper awareness. Vigilant being on guard. So hypervigilance is being on guard, and I mean it's being on edge and over aware all at the same time. So you almost, to the point you can tell, like I know there are some times when I was in such a hypervigilant state, I could walk into a room and I could tell exactly what the mood was by people's body mannerisms and by the tone of just the murmur of the room and people's conversations. If it was me being one-on-one, if I were in a hypervigilant state, I could just tell by that the change of their posture, their facial expressions, their breathing. Hypervigilance is just being hyperly aware and then taking that information and whatever you notice it. It's a trauma response, usually from those hypervigilant, those who well, for me, I can't speak for other people, but because you can be hypervigilant about a lot of things, but for me, being hypervigilant was because I was made to be responsible for other people's emotions. I was also hyper criticized, over criticized a lot growing up, and by a lot I mean all the time. So I was a people pleaser. I had to be perfect, and who I was depended on the mood, and who I was depended on the person. Hence, ta-da, BPD, because I always felt the need to be hypervigilant, so that I wouldn't be abandoned. It sucks, and it's very stressful. It is very stressful because that it's not something that you can just go, I'm gonna take a breath and relax. It's not that simple. It really, I honestly, I'm still vigilant, but the level of awareness in my environment has gone way down. Only because I understand where it's coming from. I understand what it is. I understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. So I try very hard not to do it. And actually I don't try to not do it. I think it's just in healing the trauma wounds. Cause it was a survival technique. I no longer feel I need to survive. So yeah. Did I download that? There it is. So that's hypervigilance. And when you're hypervigilant, it's so stressful. And it's a catalyst for me. It was a catalyst for you didn't want me to do okay. Sure. You want me to do that? I'll do that. It was very much a survival technique, and it was a catalyst for catastrophic thinking and just constant anxiety. And I constantly felt exhausted. I was always tired, because your body, it's a fight or flight response. It's a fight or flight response if you want to get down to the base of it. Hypervigilance is a fight or flight response. It sucks, but it also helpful in certain fields like sales. Yes. Oh yeah. Which is why it made me a great teacher. Why it makes me a great teacher. I can go in and why it made me, why I connected really well when I was in education. And I still do. Like I still connect with people. Why I'm able to connect with people, because it's a skill. Just like I have to learn the DPT skills to not be hypervigilant. Hypervigilance is a skill. And it does help in some situations, social situations, but it's also very exhausting. It's just so fucking exhausting. Um, I would go in sometimes, and in my hypervigilance, that's how some people are very, very, very charming. A lot of times when they're very, very charming, and they you see these people that walk in and they can easily move from one group of friends. It honestly, that if you see a person who is like, because I was that person, I literally could go up to most people and most groups of people and just be this charming person. It's because they need the validation, and they need to charm people because they need people to notice them, and they can adapt. um they can adapt quickly, very quickly. I can walk up to two very different people and become two totally different people and still be me at the same time because I can pick up on their cues. It's almost like con artist. It's almost like being a con artist. I know that sounds really weird. Um, but it is in because you can just say it's exhausting. It's exhausting what it is. And I would come home from social events, and I'm an extrovert. I really am. I know I'm an extrovert. And I still would come home and just be freaking wrecked. Just wrecked. Because it's just I was always on edge. I was in that defense mechanism. I was in that hyper defense, and it takes every ounce of energy I had to perform, and it's exhausting. And it is absolutely 100%. 100%. Like, there was one of those ones where you question about, is it my personality or is it my trauma? No, it's 100% my trauma. 100%. This is one that once I started doing the work, I knew exactly what it was. And that doesn't mean still not a people person. Hypervigilance, it's a superpower we don't want. Yes. It's a superpower it's a trauma response and a survival technique that I touted. I used as a source of pride for a very long time when I was still in my broken state. I hate saying broken. When I was still in my traumatized state, when I hadn't addressed my trauma, because I spun it, because that's what, people with trauma do. I spun it in, look at how I can just fit in anywhere. I can talk to anyone, and I don't have one thing because I fit in. I don't have a clique because I fit into all sorts of groups of people. I fit into all sorts of groups of people because I don't know who the fuck I am. And now it's one of those, I always wonder how I can watch some shows. Okay. I'll address that. Give me a second. I'm gonna copy this. I will address that because I have a personality disorder. I do have a personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder is one of those that is class. I don't know, some class C, D. I don't know, the class whatever, personality disorder. And it is triggered by trauma. A person is traumatized to the point that this is one that is, and there are some people who are predispositioned to have it genetically. They've done some studies where there's some genetic also predispositions, but it is always triggered by trauma. It is a personality disorder triggered by trauma. And a lot of people, it's very difficult to, it has a lot of stigma to it because of the emotional um, volatility, volatility of it all. And they do change for, because they have a source of such an deep seated, we have a deep seated irrational, like it is immobilizing fear of abandonment, um, because you seem frantic. No, I'm not frantic. Actually, I'm good. I'm just wired. I really am. I'm just wired. I was out in the cold and I got home and I don't want to work because I'm actually doing this and talking because if I'm so tired right now, I'm so tired, and that's why I'm doing it while I'm working, because if I will crash. I will crash. So what you're seeing is my brain going, okay, we need to keep going or we're just not going to crash and I have to finish this job. So I appreciate the concern. It is not frantic. It is not frantic. It is just me trying to stay awake. Me trying to stay awake because I was cold and I worked late last night and I worked all day today and I went trick-or-treating out in the cold with my kids for hours, and of course all the crowds and that. So now, hello kitty. Was she? Oh, there she was. I'm wearing Hello Kitty pants. That's why I was like, what? So no, it's not frantic. I am just trying to stay awake. Trust me. You would know if I were frantic. Yes. No, ma'am. You can ask Pep Pep. This is not frantic. He is seen frantic. This is just me being hyper and tired. No. No. Oops, I turned on the I'm actually very much like this, very high energy. A lot of times, but you guys just don't see that because I don't do it on camera. Yeah. Because right now my mask is down. Call it like it is. My mask is down. I am tired and I'm trying to stay awake and my mask is down. I don't have the energy for my mask, which is why I went live, is because I need to get this job done and I want to get this work done, but I need a body double. And so y'all get to body double with me. Yay. And insert dirty comments from y'all now. I'm waiting for Jay to say it. I'll double. Well, I knew it had to be you or Jay, Pep Pep. I knew it was going to be one of you two. Jay took too long. When you say you're waiting for me to say, oh, now he's being a brat. Got it. Yeah, cool. Jay, how's the hotel? Yeah, I see you, Jay. I don't know. My costume was cute today. But back to personality disorders. um, I was. It was very hard for me when I first learned about having BPD, because it does have such a stigma, and I didn't want, I didn't want that. I didn't want that label. Um, I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want that label. And I'm gonna make it work. Okay. Part of my job is I get sort of mock-ups. The customer sends mock-ups and I try to recreate it as close to it as I can, or their vision. The mock-up that they gave me is proportionally off by a lot. So okay, I'm gonna make it work because that's what I do. I didn't want the stigma. I didn't want to be judged. I thought that that was, and they do. People with BPD often mirror personalities and likes and dislikes because their fear of abandonment is so massive. It's so, it consumes them that they will completely change their thoughts, beliefs, views, likes, dislikes, just to make sure that that person doesn't abandon them. The towel is the casket. Oh my God, Jay, you and Pep Pep are both playing with Legos. Are you sure you two aren't dating? I don't know. I'm starting to question things. Mm-hmm. I bet Pep Pep is right now putting his Christmas village together. $20 says that's what he's doing. Tell me I'm wrong, Pep Pep. Prove me wrong. Jay, you said I don't put my butthole directly where I sleep. Now all I can think about is my cat. My cat don't give a shit. She'll put it wherever. Oh, you're hunting spookies, huh? Don't worry, Paragon. I have a very large, the Hedwig Harry Potter. It was when a special edition legacy set that I got for my 39th birthday. Pep got 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. That I've only put like the base together. So I feel ya. How about this, Paragon? Okay, you wanna make a deal with me? Let's by the end of the year, we are going to put our Legos together. We're going to put our two major sets together. How's that? When this clock strikes midnight, we're going to have our Lego sets put together. This is really, really, really throwing me off. The portion. I'll help. I love putting together Legos. Party in my house. What is throwing you? Oh, I can't show it because privacy for for the art. But the image they gave me is way longer than the image that is on the dimensions of the image that they gave me is longer than the dimensions of what they're asking for. So I'm like trying it annoys me, like when chairs are out of whack, it just annoys me because now I'm having to like reposition things and not in a fun way. Drunk Lego building party. Did you guys do anything fun for Halloween? I mean, you guys all know that I went out with my kids. Oh, y'all. Arugs, are you the type of person who would walk down?
Anthony, you were not physically, I believe, at the trial. I didn't see you down.
Oh my god, my cat likes to sit on here. She likes to put her butt on my freaking Amazon Echo and turn shit on. It happens all the time. Yeah, I hope it scared you. Maybe you'll learn. No, yeah, but that doesn't mean you get to come up here. No, your pillow's down there. Every time I'm sitting in the chair. Are you the type of person who would walk down a hallway, see a picture that's slightly askew and have to fix it? Actually, yes. I straighten chairs. That is my trauma. That is a tick trauma response. I will straighten chairs. I used to, when I worked in the school, and I used to walk into my boss's office, and I almost, when I worked in education, and I would walk in and I would straighten their chairs. Because, like, they would be talking to kids, and kids would move the chairs, and they would have to, it would, whatever. And I would walk in, talk to them, get a debrief, and I would straighten their chairs. I do it. I straighten chairs. It's a thing. I don't know. It's a trauma response. So, yeah. Lena, hi, Calvino. I took my kids trick-or-treating. Oh, yay. Did you get any good candy? I apparently have 4 bags of it. I didn't mean to. I guess there's a whole lot of people inside on a Friday night or a Halloween night. Why, Mouse? Why are you being this cat? You're fine. You have no problem sleeping under the blanket all day long. I got a big... Oh, did you lose weight? That's awesome. Yeah. The neighborhood my kids go trick-or-treating at, there are some houses that give out the full-size candy bars. Yeah. Because I didn't trick-or-treat growing up, I really don't know the answer to this question. I'm sure there were, but I feel like there was always like the full-size candy. Were there like fun-size candy bars when we were kids? Like, usually the party candy was like the shitty like Dum Dum mix. You know what I'm talking about? The little Dum Dum suckers and like Smarties. It wasn't Hershey's. Like, the only way you got chocolate like was in full-size candy bars. So oh That's freaking awesome. I bet you worked really, really hard on that. Then that's awesome. February 14th. You know what my favorite type of candy is, though? Or my favorite? I mean, I like peppermint most time, but that white chocolate peppermint, like crunch, like the white chocolate that has the peppermint chunks in it that you only seem to be able to get at Christmas time. Oh, those are like my jam. I can eat those. I can eat that type of chocolate all freaking day long. Interesting. There is a Ben and Jerry's called Netflixed and Chill, please. Really? That's a thing? Oh fuck. Sometimes, sometimes Ben and Jerry's outdoes themselves. I mean, all right. I'm here for it. Eek. Okay, this isn't the same, but we're gonna go with it anyway. Oh, that sounds really good. Oh, I'm gonna let y'all go flirt. Calvino, you go get that. Get it, Calvino. What just happened? What do you mean, what just happened? Did something happen on my stream? I don't know. I can't really see it. I'm just. Oh my god. You know what? Okay. Just be safe, my friends. Flirt responsibly. Okay, Papa Cthulhu, I can understand where you are a little confused. Neurodivergent. I talk to myself a lot, especially when I am designing, because I need to I am a verbal processor. So if I think it in my head, sometimes it gets all jumbled. So I talk to myself. So when I said this doesn't look the same, but I'm going to go with it, there was something that didn't line up with my sample image that I'm supposed to mock up. So that is what that was. So occasionally I just say some random shit that you are watching Working with Arugs. Hi, Nerdy Will. I did. I went trick or treating with my kids. I saw your costume, by the way. That was freaking fantastic. Super cute. I liked it. But I went trick or treating with my kids and some family friends, and so it was a good time. It was a very, very good time. Sometimes Pep will body double with me. He'll be playing 76 and I'll just be working and I'll I'll just be talking to myself, and he's just like, say my name when you actually want to, like, when you address me. I was like, okay, sure. I'll make sure to do that. I'll let you know. Did you have fun at your party, Nerdy Will? I hope you did. I dressed up as a pirate. I did not wear my Barbie costume, because that bitch was going to be... It's chilly here, which is highly unusual. Usually it's hot as balls. Slow down. Sorry. Body double there too, Arugs. Did you just 3D print another Arugs? Oh my god. You know what? I was just thinking to myself, I'm going to try going live, change it up a little bit, need some body double in so I can just talk. Oh, coming in my chat. Somebody's leaving pregnant, it sounds like. It's probably me with my luck. Aww. Can I be the godmother? I treat him really well. Great aunt. Oh, thanks, Nev. Nev. I was just sitting here chatting. See? If I don't keep talking, this is what's going to happen. I will sit here and fall asleep, and I have to get these jobs done. So, I talk a lot to try to stay awake. This is a survival technique. Which I know. I need to take better care of myself, but right now that's not an option. So... See, like, my feet are cold and I really want to get a blanket, but I know that if I get a blanket and get comfy, it will be bad for me. So I'm going to continue working, and I'm going to continue to sit up straight with my back off the chair, and I'm going to continue to just keep talking a nonstop stream of consciousness, because otherwise I will fall straight to sleep. I'm very, very, very tired. The cold just takes it out of you. And it's not even cold, it's just chilly cold, but like still, I was out in it for a while. And I lack sleep. Then it'll become one of those sleep streams. Yeah, what is the deal with that? Do you think I can make money off of that? Having people just watch me sleep? I mean, I'm here for it. If I could make some money off of people watching me sleep, I would totally do it. No pride. No shame in that game. For real. Depends on what you wore to bed. See, the question has come up, and I have like sat here and thought, would I start an OnlyFans? Would I start one? I don't know. because I think this sounds so bizarre, but my hesitation, other than a lot of varying other factors, of any type of OnlyFans type content is I would be afraid after a while, just like anything else, it becomes like a job. And that is the one thing in my life that I don't want to become a job. I realize you have several things that have job at the end of it, but I would like for those to be more enjoyable for me. And I would like for I enjoy them and I would like for them to remain enjoyable. I want people to show up for my quirky personality because they like hanging out with me, where I am not making any type of content except to sit here and keep myself awake while I work. I think right now I am streaming while trying to stay awake. Where usually I would just call a friend directly. Is that you guys in a stream can come and go as you please. Like if you don't want to watch me anymore, you just go away. If you want to come back, you can come back. Like you need to go to bed, you can go to bed. But like when you call somebody directly, and because usually it's Pep, he won't tell me when he's tired. He's my best friend. He will sit up with me. He will sit up with me while I work. And he's exhausted and he will sit up with me. Because he knows I'm just as tired, but he knows that I need that support. So he'll stay up. Which is incredibly sweet of him, but makes me feel really guilty and really bad all at the same time. So here I am streaming. I decided to try something different on the last day of October. He is such a good Pep. And it is very, very true. He will absolutely sit. An amazing, amazing best friend. Really amazing. And he will. Even if I tell him, go the fuck to bed, and I will hang up, he'll just be like, no, I'm good. He'll go get some coffee. I'm like, dude, I have to stay up. You don't have to. But I decided to try something different because I don't want to fully rely on Pep all the time because that is unfair and that is violates his boundaries and his well-being. And I am trying out other things like going live on Twitch and talking in my random stream of consciousness. And also because I want to see the difference between me talking nonstop and how that affects me versus a lot of times Pep will sit up and he will talk to me so that I have that background noise. I'm interested to see what the difference is. Arugs, who is something else in my... Oh my fucking... Pep, I love you. Go get laid. Thanks. Have a nice day. You go find you some, boo-boo. I say this with all the love and kindness in my heart. Is that 7-Up? It is 7-Up. Cherry 7-Up. Actually, it's Cherry 7-Up Zero. I believe that Pep has had too much candy tonight, and he is now cut off. When was the last time you stood up from your computer, Pep? Oh. Cherry 7 Up. Guys, what is really good? Oh, the lemonade ginger ale. Really, really good with gin. Just in case you wanted to know. I'm putting that out there. Really good with gin. I have not had soda in a long time. Oh, really, Calvino? Oh, Calvino, how are your tummy troubles? They all good? You know what? I'm gonna let you guys do your thing. Pep, just make sure you cuddle Jay afterwards, please. I taught you better than that. You hear me? Oh, that sounds amazing. Dirty Will, you're very talented. You 3D print stuff, you do all these things. You're very, very talented. You bake things. Look at you. I'm proud of you. For your next injection of serum. So what would you like to talk about? You've pretty much heard everything that has been going through my head. I haven't pulled out my mixer in a very long time. Oh, I miss baking and working out. And just time. Just time. I miss having time. So I started this thing at work because, speaking of not having time, and I told myself, because I hadn't worked out in a while, more than I'm going in a very longer than I'd like to admit, but I hadn't been in a mental state where I needed to take my mental and physical energy. So, because working out is hard. Working out is difficult, especially when you do it at a certain level. And it's just like, I don't have the energy for that. And I need to rebudget where my energy goes. And so I hadn't worked out. But the other day, I used to tell friends when I talk about it, it's like, oh, I hadn't worked out. It's just a more matter of fact than anything. But it was about a week ago. I for the first time, of course, I'm always talking to Pep, but just in case you ever want to know, I'm almost always talking to Pep at some point in the day. We gossip like old hens. It's really bad. We like two old women. I feel that in my soul, but you need. Oh. But things in my life had to take a back seat. I had to prioritize because the reality is I am not able to do it all. I just can't. I cannot do it all. And when was it? Sunday night? Monday night. No, it was Sunday night. Sunday night I had an anxiety attack because, and it was the first one I had in a long, like, about the anxiety attack about trying to get everything done and being perfect and making sure that I did everything with very little time, and I was feeling overwhelmed. And the reality is I have to prioritize. And sometimes the things that I want to prioritize, I can't. But that doesn't mean they're not a priority. It just means for that period of time, my priorities have changed. And it doesn't mean, and my priorities have then, with my healing, my mental and emotional state is stable. It's in a good place. Not perfect, not even fantastic. And I would borderline on great. I would borderline not even that, but they're good. It is good. It's a solid good. It's like your credit rating. You have poor, fair, good, very good, excellent, outstanding. Like, yeah, I know a lot about credit scores. So I'm like right there on like, I'm in the good. It's better than fair. Not as good as very good or excellent, but I'm right there. Like, I'm a solid. Get in shape. Oh, I did all my squats today. Okay. Okay. I will do them at the end of the stream because I'm working. How's that? I will do them at the end of the stream. Okay? Because I want to make sure I'm getting my jobs done. But funny, you should say that. Credit, nope, we got none of that. And actually, that was, that my credit score, my financial health, about 5 years ago, that was the very first thing, the very first major thing that I tackled in the I am no longer going to ignore the hard thing. I am going to face the hard thing that gives me anxiety, that throws me into an anxiety attack, that throws me into a panic attack, that fills me full of shame and doubt and fear. I'm going to face that. My finances and my credit score, I was going to face that. And I was going to chip away at it, because credit scores and financials, if it's really bad, it takes time. Takes time, it takes diligence, it takes a lot of little things that add up, and eventually you get to a good place. Sound familiar? That sound familiar? Yeah. I got my credit score up, and I did that for me. That was always a very big source of shame. So, and I did it. So I no longer, like, it was such a big source of shame that I refused to look at my bank account. I knew I had one, but because I was married and I didn't have to take care of the finances, and he took care of the bills, and I didn't know how to budget. I really didn't. He took care of everything. And because I knew I had no grasp of, first off, had no real credit. It was bad. And second, because I couldn't even look at my bank account. It would literally make me want to vomit. I would just swipe my card until it declined. I'm aware now that that is not a good thing. That was such a very unhealthy thing. That was a very bad thing. But that's what I did anyway. And yes, it did get us in trouble. And yes, I fixed it. Now I'm very diligent about that. I'm very diligent. I check my credit score at least once a week. I check my bank account every day. I have a spreadsheet of all the balances, all the available credit balances. I literally have a spreadsheet with formulas and everything every day. I also have a spreadsheet of what bills need to be paid, when they need to be paid. So it was a long time. It was a lot of hard work. A lot of being very diligent about my finances to get. Let's just say, when I did decide to start that journey, my credit score was in the 500s. It is very, 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 very far from there now. Very far. I'm proud of that. Thanks. I don't know. That was a whole tangent. Back to working out. I'm about to put some sand on this thing. I came. Oh, we were talking about squats. So I was talking with Pep, and he works out every day. He and I actually started working out during quarantine together. And when I say together, I mean he was in his house in North Carolina and I was in mine in Texas, and we would work out like the same. We would be accountability buddies. There it is. But he's kept it up. He also hasn't had all the emotional work that I've had to do. I need money time to get my ass on the corner. Did you say organic? I can't. I'm putting sand on this thing. Oh my god. I love you, Calvino. Organic. Oh shit. But he's kept it up. Pep has kept up working out for a very long time, and I'm very, very proud of him. He's done a lot of good work. And he works out every day after work. Most days. So he was talking last week or something. Telling me about his workout. We were actually discussing his workout plan. And for the first time in months, I said to him, I need to work out again. And I was like, that's a good sign for me. That is a good sign. That means I am in a place where my brain says, you have the emotional space and your energy budget that you feel you desire to work out again. You're desiring to, your energy no longer needs to be used to try to survive whatever it is you're going through. You no longer need that. So let's reallocate the energy resource. And so it was a good place. That was good. That was nice. I hadn't been there in a very long time. I hadn't been in that headspace in a long time. So today, but we run into the problem. Slacanic. If you got the green, I can picture machine. Shut up. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna keep talking. Y'all have your own private conversation over there. So I was like, okay, well, we still run into the problem of time because I already don't sleep. You see, you don't see, but I am literally working right now. And I don't know how late I'm going to be working. And I'm exhausted. And I go up and work a full-time job. I stream. I come home or I stream. I work some. I don't have time to work out. But I want to work out. It's not a matter of, oh, make it, if you really want to, you'll make it a priority. Yeah, but I can't invent time. I can't invent time and hours in the day. I have to work. I like the roof over my head. It's a pretty roof. I like it. I would like to keep it. The energy that I use, I would like to keep. I would like to have that too. I do not do 3D modeling. I do. Sorry. I'm chewing like I'm trying to stay awake because I am so tired. I'm going to emphasize this. I am using the last resources of my energy right now. The camera is activating my brain to perform. So it's keeping me awake, because if I had the camera off and I was in the house by myself, I don't know if I would make it. I would definitely fall asleep at the keyboard. Nerdy Will, I do graphic design. I design costumes, flags, props, color guard floors. I create art for band groups, performance groups. I also have done all sorts of logo design work. Most of the BSBN's logo design, including the BSBN logo itself. That's my work. I have done a lot of print, especially when I worked in education. I did a lot of the flyers and print media. So I do a little bit of everything. But I haven't done 3D modeling before now, which looks fun. Sending your energy like Goku. Oh, it's funny you sent me that. So I packed my gray backpack for trick-or-treating because it was cold, so I had like my jacket and all that stuff. But I hadn't used that backpack since Con Carolinas. And so I reached in the side pocket of my gray backpack. I feel something like rubbery, and I pull it out, and it's this little tentacle. And I forgot that the little kinky nerdy kink lady that was selling all her stuff, she came by and gave like me and John and I think Hope or somebody else like these little rubbery little tentacle, like it's literally the size of my finger. And I was just like, I held it up, and it's not like big. It's literally just the size of my finger. It's like this small. I'm like, what? What is this? It looks like something you would pick your nose with, to be honest. So, working out. I was trying to figure out how I can get some workouts in, because I have no time in the day. I just don't. I cannot invent time. I really wish I could. I wish I could add hours in the day. I wish I would like Hermione and could do the time turner, but I don't. But I think I found a solution, at least a temporary one. Day of the Tentacle. First off, Day of the Tentacle was one of my favorite games. The one video game my parents let me play on the PC. That and Mist. Yes, Day of the Tentacle. Oh, it's fucking. The graphics are. It was just amazing. It was a lot of fun. It was really funny. I have a standing desk, so I stand. I have a stepper, one of those little steppers, but I hadn't brought it to the office. But I decided, all of a sudden, I was like, I gotta move. So today, I started doing squats. And then I thought to myself, and I found an article. It's called micro workouts. So doing little workouts, like 3 or 4 minutes, that you can do at your office or do whatever, like even at home. It's like you do lots of little micro workouts throughout the day. And it's just like there's benefits to that. I mean, of course it you want to build muscle or whatever, one big long workout, but these micro workouts, 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes 4 or 5 times a day, it adds up. And I was like, that's smart. So I was like, yeah, what am I going to do that? I'm going to try that. Because it's the only way right now that I'm going to be able to get any type of workout in, because I'm working. I have work to do. I have kids to raise. And those are non-negotiable, and that's okay. I just have to work around it. So I did 40 squats today, and I printed out like these 30-day challenges, so that way, like I printed out, I think I did 4 or 5 of them. I did like squats and push-ups or whatever and sit-ups, but I figure with the 30-day challenge I can, because they're smaller challenges, right? Like today was like do 10 squats in like four reps, whatever. So I did that. Okay, that's done. My squats are done for the day. An hour or so later, I'm like, okay, what's next? So doing little things. That's how I'm getting my workout in right now. Or at least we're going to attempt. So I squatted a lot today. And though I realized I am stronger, I know, I am stronger than I thought. I did most of my push-ups, save my narrow push-ups, on my toes. Like full-on push-ups. Like on my toes, like regular push-ups, no modified, not on my knees. I did full-on push-ups, and you don't understand how that's a big deal for me. That is huge. And considering I did more than 5, I did like 20 or 30 push-ups, like full-on regular push-ups, no modifications, is a big deal. And I was really proud of myself today. I was like, look at me go. Narrow push-ups are very difficult for me because of the positioning. It puts a lot of pressure on my wrist, so it's hard. But other than that, I have bruises that say you're strong. Shut up, Jay. So to be a mooscles. What, the Aruglings don't raise themselves? I don't know. You ask Nora, my oldest. She'll gladly raise herself. She practically does, though. She's my little mother hen. You should see her tonight. Gathering everybody up. Okay, everyone. Like, Nora, you're not the mom. Let the parents do the momming. But yeah, that is a big deal for me. And I know that there's some metaphor about mental health in there. I know there is, but let's just right now celebrate the victory of the physical health part of it, because it has been such a period of time between when I was working out every single day for an hour a day and now. It's a huge deal. The fact that I am still strong, and I'm stronger than I thought. And that, as my therapist says, I have to celebrate the small victories. And that's a small victory. Actually, for me, it's a huge victory. But and that, my friends, is where perspective comes in. Because me celebrating doing regular old push-ups and doing more than 10 of them without modification doesn't seem like a big deal to some people. It doesn't, and we're going to be honest, because they could do 100 push-ups in their sleep without even trying. Well, and that's awesome. I hope to be there one day, but I'm not there right now. But to me, it's a big deal. So, perspective. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's experience is different. And we have to appreciate that. And to celebrate people's victories, even if it's something that doesn't seem big to you. I did squats today. I did reverse lunges today. That was fun. Yeah. Actually, I don't mind reverse lunges. I have really strong legs, like stupid strong legs. I always have. So squats and reverse lunges, I'm walking apart. Like, ask me to run though. Oof. Honestly, reverse lunges are not nearly as bad as pistol squats. Fuck those shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck those things. Fuck those things. Those are terrible. uh, ask Pep about some pistol squats. Pistol squats suck. I told you. Can you crush a watermelon with your legs? Asking for a friend. I don't know. I like Bulgarian split squats though. I do. I know you don't like them, but I like them. I like Bulgarian split squats. I can hear you rolling your eyes right now, and you can roll your eyes, but I do. I like Bulgarian split squats. Copy this code so that I can use it for later, because color codes matter. Color matching matters. I can't do pistol squats to save my life. I have a very difficult time doing pistol squats without a slider. I can do them with a slider, but I have to be really careful. Only because I could screw up my knee. And I have one time. So I try to be incredibly careful. What, for those of you who do work out, what is your favorite exercise? We all have like, or set of exercises, because if you work out on a regular basis, you have the thing that you love to do. And then you have the thing that you absolutely, you do because you don't, you have to work that muscle group, but you don't want to, but you do it anyway. And you're miserable through the whole set. But like, you have the things that you will like do all day long, like whether it be chest presses or whatever it is. Like, what is the exercise or set of exercises that you focus on? Like, what it, thing. I love pulling it. Clamshells, or do you mean the ones where on your side where you have the band and you're opening those up for glutes and thighs? Is that what you mean? I like those too. Anything lower body. Though when I was working out every single day for like an hour and a half every day during quarantine, I learned to love free weight chest exercises and shoulder presses. Anything shoulders and chest. Oh my god. I don't know what it was, but I could do all day long. Well, this is a thing. Pull up rows deadlifts. Oh, what's the one? There is one that always hurts my back. I think it is the deadlift. There's I like shoulder presses. Favorite was probably the different leg machines, presses. I haven't worked out on machines in a hot minute, other than like my rowing machine. Like I have always pretty much, I haven't even done bar work or kettlebell work. I've always done free weights, like dumbbells. You hate those or like those? The walking lunges to squats? I like those. Those are fun. I know, don't at me, Calvino. I think they're fun. I know, you can call me crazy later. The devil. They're not the devil. They're so awesome, though. They really are. How could you not like those? Okay, see, no, that's the thing. They are, you don't like them, but I do, and that doesn't make either one of us wrong. Just means that we like different exercises. See, I'm learning. Most men hate lower body anyway, though. Trying to think of an exercise that oh, here is an exercise that I absolutely hate. Fucking mountain climbers. I know that sounds like we've been doing this since elementary school, but I fucking hate those. I really, really do. They're just such a I hate them. And I don't know why. No, I do not know why. I just do. I hate them. They can burn in a fiery pit and never return. Okay, burpees. Um, I did hate burpees, but now I like burpees. Um, I don't know what happened. I mean, it's not like anything they were made easier or anything, but I like burpees. I do. When you say burpees, it sounds like you're talking about like a little kid. Oh, this gives us a burpee. Tell me I'm wrong. That is also true, Calvino. I am more of a masochist than some people. I'm a sucker for the pain. I'm not even sure what those are. Maybe you should ask Pep Pep to demonstrate next time he's on air. Yeah, Pep Pep, yeah, our community needs to know. I can hear him now. No. Yeah, I'll make it a point reward. Are you sure, Pep Pep? We'll do it for our community. That's what I thought. Do it for the community, Pep Pep. What the hell? What the hell? Apparently my community is feeling a little feisty tonight. They won't stop flirting with each other. I mean, I'm here for it. Just be safe. Oh, I'm struggling. Y'all, I'm struggling. Oh. You're right, Jay. You're always feisty. Mm. See, this is why I try to keep talking, because otherwise I will fall asleep. Oh, Paragon. If you keep talking, nobody explodes. Yeah, I keep talking, I don't fall asleep. I don't know how much I can put my body through. Hi, Bates. Hashtag team no sleep. Well, it's not that I don't want to, because I certainly do right now. It's just work calls. And here I am. Doing what I gotta do. Oh, you made me ink. I love you, Calvino. Oh no. What's that doing, Stitches Bates? Before the invention of the train, they ran a wagon on your. Oh, shit. What? Nice. Very nice. Mm. Oh shit. I love you guys. I'm just gonna let this one play out. I need to watch this play out. Continue. So last night, oh my god. Paragon, you're quite clever. You are very clever, and I appreciate your clever humor. Just thought I'd let you know. I have if one of y'all mentions dysentery in the Oregon Trail, I'm out. Like, the stream's ending. Right. Shit, I was too slow. Haha. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh my god. Y'all. I'm letting that whole thing play out in my chat. I'm just gonna let it happen. Congratulations. Biggest and Calvino have won the day. And Paragon. Sorry, and Paragon. So I don't know if any of you are major people pleasers. I'm gonna assume you are. Because, well, not assume. You know, that's terrible to assume. We don't assume. We don't assume shit like that. I will rephrase the statement. I don't know if any of y'all are people pleasers. And especially a lot of times with, like, people in your life, friends, loved ones, coworkers, whatever. Like, if you're a people pleaser, you work really hard to make sure nobody gets mad at you. Now, I know, Bates, I know you don't give it. Like, I know you care about what other people think about you, but you ain't afraid to throw hands. So I'm talking to the people who are afraid to throw hands, okay? So. Oh, I am a people pleaser. But. I figure you are. Because you're really sweet. You're probably one of the most giving people I know. But you take no shit. I don't know. I'm getting there. I'm working on that. That's where the story is coming from. And I admire that about you, Bates, that you take no shit. Stay that way. I've done all this work on me in the past few months. By past few months, 10 months. 8 months. And I'm slowly, by slowly I mean medium pace, getting to the point. I work at the taking no shit part. Well, you're doing a brilliant job because I admire you. I do. I want to be like that. Oh, thank you. Oh. But I have gotten to the point in my journey, in my healing journey, that, and it's not even matching energy, you know what it means? It's, I care. And what I mean by I don't care is, do I want people in my life? Yes. Do I want things? Do I want certain whatever? Do I want results of whatever? Yes. But the worry that people are going to abandon me, the worry that people don't like me, the worry of whatever, I don't care. That's what I don't care about. If you want to go, go. But don't play games with me. Don't play games with me. Don't breadcrumb me. Don't like, and people get busy and people have lives and whatever, but just like, I barely have time to work out. I don't have time for friends and loved ones and whatever, whoever. I don't have time for people who want to just like, no, here, let me rephrase. I am no longer the person that is going to, you can just pick up whenever you feel like it and then drop off whenever you feel like it. And I'm just going to, because of my trauma, that I'm just going to be like, sure, I would like, whatever. No. I am not giving more effort than I am getting. I'm not doing it. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the fucks in my budget for that. And it's not even a scenario of like, ooh, if they wanted to, they would. Like, well, yeah, that there's some of that. And there's also a part of life happens and shit happens. I know, right? I know. Like, and what's weird, it's an unsettling feeling for me, and maybe that's what I'm trying to get to is I am not somebody's you can pick up when you feel like it and drop when you feel like it. I am not a fucking used coat, which is what I described it as. Is you're grateful for the coat when you put it on and you're warm and you're cold, but then when you don't need it, you just discard it and hang it on the rack and don't think about it again until you need it again. No, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I don't have time for that. I don't have the energy for that. I just don't. Because the point of the matter is that I just don't. I'm a fucking amazing person. I am not a doormat. And what the part that is weirding me out is not that I feel this way, because I felt this way several times before in my life, in this whole, like, I felt this way before. But there's no hesitation. There is no doubt. There is no give a shit. And back when I said that before, I felt those things, but there was a part of me that was like, maybe. I mean it, but there are probably some extenuating circumstances where I make an exception. No, I'm not making exceptions anymore. I'm not making exceptions. I'm not doing it. And I don't care. And the part that weirds me out is that I don't care. Because the abuse and neglect is comfortable. It is what I knew. It is what I knew. So it was easier, or what it seemed easier, to just hang on, to not give up, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, well, welcome, Dawn to Dusk. Most of the other people in this chat that are chatting have been here for a while. They can probably fill you in. This is actually one of my impromptu streams. I have stuff that's actually scheduled streams. This is just one where I am going live because I am tired and I needed to body double and talk so that I don't fall asleep. So here I am, and so I talk about random shit. So welcome. I'm here eating pizza. Oh, okay. All right. the holding on, because if we don't, I think, and there's also part of me, Bates, and I was talking about this. Oh, you know, I gotta stop saying I'm talking about this with Pep Pep, because usually it is with Pep Pep, because what you are seeing are the things that I say to Pep Pep, and I have discussions with Pep Pep, just usually on a one-on-one basis and not on the internet. So, it's not even, that's our Arugs, all the exceptions. We talk sometimes, it happens. Oh, shut up, Pep Pep. Really? Really, Sean? Really? It's not even my fear of abandonment at this point. It is my fear that I don't want to be the one abandoning them. And when it came to that realization that, let's just say I felt kicked in the teeth. It wasn't that I was holding on because of my fear of losing them, because I didn't fear losing those people. What I feared the most, and this seemed very selfish, and I don't know, I'm still processing this thought process, is that it wasn't that I feared of losing them in my life, because I didn't. Fuck you. You don't want to put forth the energy. You don't want to accept me for who I am. You don't want to meet me halfway. Hell, meet me even a quarter of the way. Then you can go sit on it and spin. You can go let karma take you onto you, and you can take the L, because that's what it is. Because I am finding out that I am way more valuable than I have allowed other people to treat me. And you know what? Fuck you. And if you can't find the value in that, and you can't treat me like how I deserve to be treated, and I'm not saying I deserve to be treated like a princess, but I am no longer accepting the bare minimum or less than the bare minimum as something as extraordinary, because that's what I was doing most of my life. I was taking the bare minimum, not even the bare minimum, but just what is just normal, what is just average decency, and making that seem like it was this great thing, that they were good people, that they, like, literally they were amazing people. No, they're not amazing people. They're just giving me the bare minimum. They were not going above and beyond. They were not doing all these things. And I'm not asking to be treated like a princess, but I am also not saying that you are a fantastic person just because you treat me like what a normal human being should be treated like. That's no longer exceptional to me. And you can go fuck yourself. You can have bad times, and I can have bad times, and we can all go through bad times together, and we can support each other, because what happens if you need to support each other, you lean on each other, you make a triangle. And look, but that's where my headspace is at on my abandonment. I still have the fear of abandonment, but I have now gotten to the point where I don't let the fear overwhelm me I don't let the fear make the choices for me. I recognize the fear. I acknowledge the fear, because the fear is a trauma, and the fear is always going to be there because of my mental illness. But I am also, because of my DBT skills and my coping mechanism, all of the skills in the therapy that I'm working very hard to accumulate, my tools in my mental health toolbox, I can recognize the fear and go, is what I'm is this reaction, whatever, go through the steps. I don't need to do that. But it isn't the fear of losing that person out of my life. Like I said, fuck you, fuck that, get the fuck out. Step up or step out. I'm done. I'm not doing that. But I was holding on to, there were still these people that I still was just entertaining. It wasn't even that they were like, I was just going after them. I was just entertaining, like letting them be in my life. And it became the requirements. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Dusty on Bates. But I realized it wasn't the fear of them not being in my life. It was the fear that they would perceive me as abandoning them. That I would be the one inflicting the abandonment on those people. That I gave up on them. And I didn't want to be the person that gave up on these people and our relationship. And how like I didn't want to be the person that gave up. I didn't want to be the person that quit. And it dawned on me that voice, that thought process in my head was my trauma and my abuse. Because anytime I would try to leave somebody, or I would try to end a friendship or a relationship, anytime that I would try to say no or set boundaries, what I got told was, how could you abandon me? How could you abandon me? How could you be this selfish? How could you give up? I didn't give up. You are giving up. See, you are giving up. It was gaslighting. It was gaslighting. I was being gaslit. And that thought process of I know my value, I know my worth, and I know that I'm sorry, this is not acceptable to me anymore. But the fact that I can't just walk away, why can't I walk away? I can't walk away because I still hear my abusers and my toxic friends and my toxic family members laying on the gaslighting and the guilt. You are giving up. You are being selfish. You are not giving me, like, you are the one that's giving up. How could you be so cruel? How could you abandon me? I came to that realization. It floored me. It floored me. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. But it was happening anyway. So I'm processing that in my head. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. Such a fun time. 3 things you like about yourself, one goal you've accomplished, one goal you're working to accomplish. Oh, that's actually, Bates, that's actually way easier now than it used to be. 3 things that I like about myself. I like how I see people. I like how I see people, and I like connecting with people and how I can connect with people. And that is my trauma, but that's also part of my personality. I like connecting with people, and I like how easy it is for people to feel like they can connect with me. And it's not everyone, but I like that. I like my dimples. I do. People haven't complimented me on my dimples in a very long time. Most of the time because they're staring at my boobs, but like, I have adorable dimples. They do. They're here. I have 2 of them, and I have like 2 right here. I have great dimples, and I love them. I like I'm trying to think of something that I haven't really said before. A few psych nurses. I've known actually a couple psych nurses. It does. It takes a special breed and a special personality. I like my imagination. I think imaginations go underappreciated sometimes. And I think as you get older, it stops being you stop calling it imagination and you call it creativity to try to dress it up and mature it up and dull it out. I have a great imagination. And that has put me in bad headspaces before because I have a great imagination, but it's also put me in really fun headspaces before. And I think the depth and of my just how I can imagine things. I can create something out of nothing and make it fun. I always have. I always have been able to. You can give me a pen and a prompt, and I can make it work. And then there's sometimes I just randomly, I don't need anything. I can just, the shit just starts coming out of my mouth. I like my imagination. It is something that a lot of people don't appreciate nearly as much about themselves as they should. Oh, I love people watching. Oh, I love people watching. I love it. It is my favorite thing. And I love people watching and then creating their life in my head. It's a whole storyboard. It is a whole storyboard in my head. Yeah, right? It's a lot of fun. People watching when you have big imaginations is a lot of fun. Because these people live these amazing lives that they have no idea that they're living. You're welcome. One thing that I have accomplished, just one thing. That's really. I got a lot of things, and I'm very grateful that I have got a lot of things that I have accomplished. A goal I've accomplished. Oh, thanks for subscribing. There's so many. Because I have accomplished so many things in this past year. Like, so many. I can't even. A goal I've accomplished that maybe I haven't talked about a lot. I finally know what peace is. And it's not a consistent state right now. It's peaks and valleys in its life, and it's also, I still have shit to work on. But in the entire time I've been alive, I have lived in that fight or flight hypervigilant response. Survive at all costs, whatever that takes. And now I get brief moments, not even brief, sometimes they're longer, but a goal I've accomplished that I even talked about in therapy several times months ago. What do you want to accomplish? I wanted to know what peace was. What it was like to live in my head without feeling like I had to run, like I had to fight, like I had to be on guard all the time. I knew what it was like to sit and be safe inside myself, and that is a goal that I never thought I'd get. And it's, like I said, it's not every day because it's not life, but I finally know what that's like, and it's nice. It's nice. It's nice to be able to be in my head most days without all the turmoil and everybody talking at once. We don't say welcome to the mayhem, Calvino. It's welcome to the chaos. We have t-shirts and cookies and coffee. Lots and lots of coffee. and carbs and sugar. And one thing that I am working on, I need to stop hoarding people. I need to stop hoarding people and relationships in my life. Because that's the mentality that I have taken with people because of my anxious abandonment. What if I need it one day? What if I need this person one day? What if they need me? What if they need me? What if? And that is a very hoarder's mentality. And if you research even the psychological states of hoarders, like they have this emotional and mental attachment to objects, which is why they collect them, and it makes them feel comfortable, etc. and so forth. But I need to stop hoarding people and relationships. And it's not even the whole Marie Kondo, like, you no longer bring me joy and toss them out. Because joy and relationships and happiness, you're not always going to be happy in a relationship with somebody, be it friendship, family member, romantic, whatever. You're not going to 100% always feel joyful for them. And sometimes it's going to take work. And sometimes you have to commit to that friendship. You have to commit to that friendship. But you both have to commit to it. You both have to be and meet each other in the middle and go, I want to work on this. Now, are you going to give 50-50 all the time? No, sometimes you're going to give 75% and this person can only give you 25. Or sometimes you can only give 10 and they need to give 90. It's a give and take. It's an ebb and flow. And anybody that's in therapy, I don't know, maybe your therapist thinks differently. My therapist, it often talks about not everything being black and white and how everything ebbs and flows. Emotions, thought patterns, everything's an ebb and flow. It is not a 50-50. It's not an even. It is just it's a ratio. Everything will equal out 100%. It's 100% who you are. Just sometimes the ratios that make that up are different and they shift daily. And same applies to relationships. But I am hoarding. You know how like you go into somebody's house and I'm a bit of a hoarder, and that goes along with a lot of mental illness part, like a lot of my neurodivergency. But this is broken, or this isn't working. This no longer works. This no longer is working. Why is it still here? Why don't you just throw it away? Well, I've been meaning to fix it. I've been meaning. I can like there's it's just it's the excuse. So what I'm working on is I'm working on purging people. I am working on not hoarding my relationships in my life. And if that means I end up staring at 10 people out of 200, then so fucking be it. I do not think that there will be 10 people out of 200 because there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people, especially lately, who have stepped up. And they have surprised me, and not surprised me in one of those ways of, oh, like, they have stepped up as a friend, and they have stepped up without me begging for it. And before you go begging, like, for real though. Without me begging for it, without me desperately trying to explain to them what I need. They've just stepped up. And I think that that's what has pushed me in that direction. Like, what? You mean there are people out there I don't have to beg? I don't have to beg for some of their attention? Or when I need something emotionally or mentally, I don't have to make excuses and give like 20 different reasons about why I need it and work around their schedule because that's no, I don't. There are people who've stepped up and shown me and treated me to the level that I deserve to be treated. Now there are levels that I want to be treated. There's a difference between deserving something and wanting something. And some people have this idea that they deserve something more than they should. Considering that I didn't think I deserved any type of kindness, I feel like I don't think that when I say treat me like I deserve, it's outrageous. It's basic human decency and friendship at this point. Knowing that people I talk to are really. You are part of the Arugs dragon horde. I am a dragon. I'm a dragon, Jay. Oh, I'm glad that this is nice. I often, dawn to dusk, I have to have my headphones in, at least one of them in, um, because sound overwhelms me. But again, a lot of my neurodivergency. But there you go, Bates. You asked for things and I delivered, which wasn't nearly as difficult as it used to be, and I appreciate that. I can. That is growth. That is growth. Who allow me to fall apart crackily? Yeah, I know, Bates. Jay, you would be surprised. Actually, I don't think you would. I honestly don't think you would. But there are people, family members, friends, who made me. They didn't make me, I guess. Where I felt in that relationship, I had to apologize. And that I didn't feel like I could lean on any of or certain people because I didn't want them, because my problem wasn't big enough. There's dealing with your own problems, and then there's needing support to help you deal with those problems. You know what I mean? That I will desire. Um, Bates, for me, it's. For me, it's I have to say the thing. It's not pay attention to me. It's really because I work on, this is what I work on in therapy for me, and that's also, it's just another form of what you do with BB Slim. But I have to, because I struggle with my needs. And I struggle with the feeling of bothering people. I have to state it clearly and concisely. I need you. I or I am feeling this. I am feeling insecure. I need you to reassure me. I need validation. I am feeling ugly. Can you please give me some reassurance? it doesn't matter how petty and minor it sounds. If I am feeling it and I need something, then I need to verbalize it. And so that's what I have to do. I have to it's very specific, but it until I can get to the point where I'm comfortable with asking people for what I need and being comfortable with that, I have to be very deliberate in those requests. Otherwise, I get all cryptic and like one flew over the cuckoo's nest, and so I have to be very, very clear. And it's not even I have to be very clear for the other person. I have to be very clear for myself. It's more for me than it is for the other person. The abandonment worry. Oh, yeah, I know that dance. I know that feeling. And I know how paralyzing it is. And I know the fear, that devastating fear of abandonment can lock you in a cage. Ugh, and it's horrific. And you don't even know you're locked in there. You're just because the abuse has so long has convinced you that you like the cage, that you don't, that there is no cage, even though you sort of see the cage, you don't see the cage. You know what I'm noticing a lot in our community, and this is not a bad thing. Actually, it makes me very, very happy. I notice that a lot. I am not alone. And a lot of times you guys say, me too. I struggle with this, and you open up about that, and it helps me not feel alone. And I appreciate that. It means so much to me. You have no idea. That you guys feel safe enough to share, and that you are supportive, not just supportive in financially or just showing up, but like you are supportive in a mental and emotional way too. And I love the fact that we are supportive to each other across the board. Not just, you guys aren't just supportive of me, you guys are supportive of each other, and that is what I absolutely love about my community, and I appreciate about all of you so much, because it gives me a safe space to go to. It gives me a safe space, even though it's spread across the internet, even though it's like, you know, anybody, Joe Blow Schmo can watch it. It's still my little piece of the internet that I share with you guys. And I like that. I'm just watching. Boo, boo, boo. Oh my god. Mm. I love watching Bates. I feel safer now on camera than I did. Pepip and I were talking about that. What was it, yesterday? Day before? Talking about how different my streams are from then to now. How I was so worried and saying the right thing to the right people. Now I don't give a shit. Like, okay. Listen up, fuckers. Is Pep even on here still? Probably not. Both him and Jay went real quiet. Oh, they're in each other's DMs, I see. Oh, Dwayne. Yo, Dwayne hasn't come to visit in a while, Jay. I'm just saying. What's he up to nowadays? Is he good? He good? Yeah. Thanks, Pep Pep. Thanks for that information, by the way. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Cool. Great. You did used to be refused to be on camera. Like, refused adamantly. Adamantly. And then when you had to be on camera, you needed a fucking script. Do you remember that? Your very first time, you had an entire script. You were so nervous beforehand. Because that was the anger management episode. It was adorbs. I was here for it. You did have everything laid out in bullet points. And I'm sure you still have the document. I am almost 100% sure you still have the document. Yeah. Of course I do. Of course you do. Wait. Oh, I was like, I missed the when Jay said Dwayne is dodging his parole officer because all I saw was Dwayne is only dodging her because he was banging her, and I went, hold up. Like, who is Dwayne banging? Inquiring minds want to know. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right, babes. No one right now. So I have a random question for my community. Y'all want to answer a random question, or you want to continue your discussion? I don't want to interrupt y'all's discussion if you're having one. It's like it's fine. Oh, sweetest meatball sounds so good right now. Mm. I have the song "Rude" stuck in my head. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? I want to know the question. Okay. Um. So I've actually gained some followers on the Tickety Talks on the Clock app, and I'm like seeing all these things about go live, grow your audience, and even Pep has said that if I wanted to grow my streaming audience, that the best way to do that is to go on TikTok. But I just want to know what you guys think, cuz I don't know. Like I get, how like I see these people on these lives, and I I don't know. It's just, do people actually watch them? And that's not like a sarcastic question of do people actually watch these things? Like I'm legitimate. Like I'm legit. Does that even is that a thing, or is that just something people are telling you to try to get you on it? Like go TikTok live. I don't know. You watch a couple of lives religiously, huh? That's very nerdy, well. you don't have to be sorry for long texts. If any, we talk a lot. If you haven't noticed, I've been doing this for 2.5 hours while I've been working on this art. So and I've talked almost the entire time. So we're talkers. We're talkers in this community. It's okay. You don't have to apologize for talking ever. Just as long as you're respectful, and as long as you respect other people's, just other people. Period. And yeah. Other than that, you don't have to apologize for saying a lot. Sometimes you have a lot to say. Sometimes I have a lot to say. Sometimes they have too much to say. But I say that shit anyway. Praise ever said. Oh, you have over 1,200? That's awesome. I like to talk. I like people talking with me. I don't like people talking to me. I like people talking with me, though. I don't know. Pep had mentioned that, and I've actually sat and looked at my live. You know how like you record it, and I've looked at it. And I thought, well, maybe I can go live. I mean, it's not any different than going live on Twitch. I'm live right now. I could be doing the same thing now, but reaching a bigger audience, because not a much smaller audience is on Twitch than they are on TikTok. But then I also think to myself, what would be my reasoning? You know? Because I want to reach more people. This isn't something I want to do full time. I mean, is it? Is it something I want to do full time? No. No, no. Not something I want to do full time. I mean, would it be nice to make any type of significant amount of money? Yes. I just have, I don't know, I've never gone. I don't know. I've gone live a couple times on there, but not anything serious. There is a lot of back end work. Jay, it's interesting you say that. I actually watched, or speaking of TikTok, there was a TikTok where a guy was talking and he said, bro, it's not the fact that she writes you a novel of the text. That's not when you need to worry. That's not when you need to get, up at arms when she writes you these texts upon texts and these long texts, which when you need to worry is when she writes you those novel, because that means she cares. What you need to worry about is when she goes from sending you these long novel texts to either no text at all or to the short sentence text. Because this was in reference to arguing with your significant other over text, and it was a guy and a girl, and she goes like complaining about how she sends novels of text, and he's like, no, bro, that means she cares. That means she loves you. That means she is wanting to talk to you, and she's wanting to tell you, and she's wanting to share why she's pissed off. She's wanting to share. She's wanting to be vulnerable with you. What you need to worry about is when she stops those texts, and not like stops those texts in the same argument, like when she gets mad at you and she stops texting you, because that means she doesn't care, that she is no longer feeling safe with you, that she no longer wants to talk about it, that she just is she would rather be angry and by herself than to share that anger with you and share that space of vulnerability, because usually anger is a secondary emotion. Anger towards somebody is usually it's a main emotion sometimes, but it's very rare that somebody who feels genuinely angry without another emotion attached to it. In my experience, for me, that might be different from other people, but for me, it is very rare for me to be angry for me, anger is a secondary emotion. Usually there is a underlying primary emotion that just happens to be anger, happens to be the reactive one that I'm bringing out. Anger is a blanket emotion. It is a blanket emotion. Ten minutes, be back. Stay live. Okay. What other emotions anger is attached to? Fear. For me, now I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not going to speak for other people. Usually for me, anger, when I am angry, it is usually fear. A lot of times fear of abandonment, fear of feeling ashamed, feeling insecure, feeling anger comes out in feeling overwhelmed, even overwhelmed. A lot of times for me, when I get overstimulated and I get overwhelmed, I get short, and I start and that's actually when my kids, it's actually it's not good, because, and actually we've grown as in my relationships with my kids, because they get overwhelmed as well. When I get overstimulated and overwhelmed, I get short, I get snappy, and I lose my temper way easier. So a lot of times anger is it's not me being angry. It is me not able to process because I am overwhelmed. Sad. Very sad. So yeah, those are just a few of the main ones that usually when I am angry, it's not ever that I'm truly angry. Now, there are times where people have truly angered me, but for me, most of the time, the anger is masking another emotion. I would say a majority of the time. I know, super late night with Arugs, I know. Why is shortness or silence? It is okay to feel that way. Dawn to dusk. Um, and absolutely, that is absolutely something. If you're an introvert and you're feeling that way, that's fine. But you have to be able to communicate that. In that, even if you can't do it in the moment, because a lot of times you can't do it in the moment. Once you've again, I am not a licensed professional. This is what works for me, especially with my kids. This is what I do with my kids, because a lot of times when I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need space, because my kids love me and they love me and they are like me. They like to be touched and feel. But there comes a point for me that I need space. I need a minute. And so, when they were younger, they didn't understand that. But in the moment, you saying, listen, we need to have cue words. We need, or whatever, please, like, check in, or I need space. Even just as simple as I need a minute, or pause, or I need a cue that your partner knows that you've talked about and discussed. For me, just something with my kids, I go, okay, I am feeling overwhelmed is our phrase. That's the phrase my kid, because it's a phrase that my kids and I both understand emotionally and mentally. That's the, I am feeling overwhelmed. So in that statement, I know my kids need X, Y, and Z. They need to be removed from whatever environment they are in. We need to find a quiet space. We need to sit. We need to be calm. We need to just take a minute to where we can just have a minute without the overstimulation. Usually for me, when I say I am overwhelmed, especially when I start getting snappy, it is my kids' cue to understand, okay, well, mommy, so I need to, because they like to walk really close to me. They like to be touched. They understand that, okay, mommy needs 6 inches. Mommy needs a little space where you're not touching me. I mean, that I'm still there, but you're not touching me, so that, or there's, so they, it's a cue. And it takes time and a lot of communication. A lot of communication. And sometimes it's hard. It's difficult communication. But I think for again, this is all for me and all what I have done. I think it has helped my relationship with my children drastically. My relationship with them, and it's not like 100%. It's not like, oh, we're hunky dory. No. Because sometimes they get overwhelmed and I get overwhelmed at the same time and shitstorm. But it has helped our relationship drastically, because in having that understanding, they know that, first off, it's not, my reaction isn't to something that they've done. It is something that, and their reaction is not something that, it's an external, it's communication. Well, I hope that when my kids are that age, I am also 40. I'm about to turn 41, y'all. I'm about to turn 41. Isn't that weird? I hope my kids continue to like talking to me. I really do. And I know that that's like having them, I think not, I'm not going to have an expectation, because that's not fair for them either. They're going to grow up and be their own humans, but I hope they still enjoy talking to me. Maybe they won't. But we'll see. See what the future holds for the Aruglings. Oh, happy early birthday. So we are literally a month apart. That's fun. All right, Calvino, get some sleep. I actually need to log off here. I have actually finished. I'm finishing up this job and go to bed. hope. I was actually, I work incredibly hard to give my kids the space to be who they are. And we were discussing that today. And they're really good about that. I just want them to be good humans. Just want them to be good humans. Everything else is secondary. Just be a good human. And that's literally the rule in our house. It's like, you know, I don't care. All the other stuff, that's secondary. Be a good human. That's all I want for you in life. And they are, for the most part. Except for Chloe. She might be a serial killer, I'm pretty sure. But I love her. She's a cute serial killer. No, that girl couldn't hurt a fly. She threatens violence. I think she threatens violence, and she likes the whole being tough and acting tough and the gore and the violence and all that. And she's not violent, but she likes all the scary stuff because she's so tender-hearted. I think that is her response to trying to not seem like a little pushover, because she will not hurt a fly. That girl will not hurt anything. But she carried around a cleaver today that says "for violence only." That would be my kid, folks. And my oldest one walking around like Belle saying, "I don't need a weapon. My weapon is my intellect." And I'm like, could y'all be any more I can't. They dressed up like their personalities, that's for sure. Hi, Jay. She would have thrown down over an Asapex. Okay, lovelies. I actually do need to go because I need all my processing power to rasterize all this artwork, and I can't do that doing live. So thank you guys for staying up with me. It honestly has really helped keep me awake. It is a late night again for me, but I really appreciate it. Like, you honestly don't know how much that helps. This helps me because I'm struggling. So having somebody to talk to, having you guys talk to me is great. You guys are awesome. Y'all get some sleep, and I will talk to you later. Okay? Good night. Guys, go to bed. Just because I can't go to bed doesn't mean you can't. Go to bed. Bye.